Welcome to Middlesex Center's first net zero home. Well, windows are coming in a week. They've been a delay. All manufacturers have been slow to respond because of lack of materials. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to have a walkthrough. I was going to do what's called a bare bones event, which is a where you invite the whole public into the house and you can have a look at how the systems that have been chosen and selected are available, and to discuss that with people and show them around and talk net zero. But I'm thinking that's probably not going to happen because of COVID. We are building a net zero home during the time of COVID. We're just about heading into a second lockdown with the province of Ontario. So let's take a look at what's inside here, and I'll post this video onto my YouTube channel here. Like and subscribe, please, so you can learn more. And I mean anybody. I mean all kinds of people, from real estate agents to developers. Everybody's interested in net zero these days because it's going to be building code in 2030. So might as well get used to it. So let's have a walk through, and we'll start here quickly. That's an ICF foundation, an R25. We chose a plywood base over top of the R5 code board, which is a foam insulation. It's a pink insulation. That's basically a thermal break between the wood joists. There's a piece there. A quick preview for those who are watching. This is essentially what the fiberglass door is going to look like. The black frame, we just got that in. It's got a little Frank Lloyd Wright to it, so I'm pretty excited about that front door. So let's enter the house. We're a little above grade here than we probably normally be because we put an extra course of the ICF blocks on the top to make the basement a little taller, so the house is sitting a little higher. But let's enter the house and have a look at some of the details. But first of all, as you've seen any of my other videos, I just love the Advantech decking, 3/4 inch tongue and groove decking, 120 days exposure to the elements. But we got the roof closed in now, so it's all solid and glued and screwed, so it won't move. It'll be nice and tight and quiet. That's the general theme of the build of this house, is to improve all the building materials and what you would normally get in a code build home. And that includes things like the blue skin on the windows, so we've got a good flash treatment going on the windows. That's been primed and glued and stapled at the top edges, and that'll keep those sills nice and dry for when the windows are sitting on them. You're going to notice that the walls have already got a thermal barrier inside. We've put 3.5 inches of spray foam. That's HFO foam. It's not HFC, so very low VOCs. That's going to be code next year, so we wanted low VOCs in the walls anyways, and it turns out that's where the industry is headed anyways. So that's basically a thermal skin that's on the entire outside up against the code board foam. You may know that this was a double studded wall, so what you're seeing here is the stud that's exposed, and you can see the ribbing of the stud that's in the exterior of the wall. That allows the thermal break between the two stud areas, and also the from the outside to the inside, and allows the wood stud to be used for tacking the drywall and having all your plumbing and electrical to run through those interior walls and not through in the exterior walls. We've got the HVAC system already plumbed in. That's going to be a fully electric heat pump by Mitsubishi. That's going to be amazing, and I'll do a video just on that because it's an amazing technology. So no gas in this house, all electricity. And of course there'll be a 10 kilowatt array going on the roof, and we're getting a permission from Hydro One for that connection as we speak. And we should be doing that installation. That'll be a separate video, and I'll be droning that in January. So let's continue on down the hall here. We're going to enter the great room and the dining area. So this will be basically the dining room with two giant picture windows. One actually is a slider, and this is a picture window. And you'll see spray foam throughout. We're going to be adding additional exterior insulation to these walls. There'll be another R12 in the walls. So between R31 from the spray foam, 5 from the code board is 36. And another 12 will be R47 in the walls. In the ceiling, we got R31 with the code boards, R36, and we're going to put R24 in a bat that in the ceiling there. So that'll be 24, 36, and 60, bang on for the net zero requirements. You're going to see some big giant picture windows here. That makes it harder with these high ceilings and these big windows to get to net zero, but they are going to be fiberglass triple pane low E argon gas filled windows from Inline. And they have a R value or a U factor of 0.5 or an R of 5. So that'll be my weakest link, will be these big picture windows in here. I will get some passive heating from the southwest corner here. So these two windows will have some passive solar heating, and they'll also heat the ICF foundation and hold that thermal capacity. We've got the house framed up for an electric fireplace. So of course that will be run off the solar on the roof. Rough-in for the plumbing is all in. Nothing spectacular other than we're going to wrap all those hot water lines with the foam insulation before we close it in. And a great big chamber from the Mitsubishi heat pump in the basement, so that heads directly down into the basement. This is basically your laundry room and heading back into which will be a pantry where we were able to tuck away some of the supply and return for the HVAC system here in this back corner. So that's basically the fundamentals from the point of view of the insulation. More will be coming. You'll see that in the garage that we're entering now, that we've skimmed an 1.5 inches on the garage, so that the entire garage has been insulated. There'll be a R16 insulated door for a garage door as well, with a direct drive garage door opener with a Wi-Fi, so it will be all plumbed into the smart home technology. The basement, the walls for all the garage are all ICF'd up to about 36 inches in height there. 30 to 36 inches in height, and then skimmed the spray foam right up the walls into the ceiling. This will be a fully sealed unit essentially, and we'll be able to heat this room in the wintertime if we want to do some work out here. I'm hoping this will be the home of my Cybertruck. We're planning for the chargers to be on this wall exiting from the basement, so we'll have two 240 volt 55 amp charging systems inside the garage as well. So that's pretty well it for where we're at right now. The whole house has been sprayed and skimmed as far as the spray foam, right all the way up to the roof line. As again, it's the R31. All the exterior walls and the roof are all spray foam to R31. That spray foam meets the code board on the outside, so foam to foam, full envelope. In order to seal the house, we're going to be siliconing all the gaps at all the studs at the sill plates and at the base plates, where the base plate sits on top of that. So we're going to seal all that with a polyurethane seal to tighten this up. We want to get to less than 1 ACHU air change units. So we want this house to be super, super tight, and that'll help us get to a point where we're net zero is going to have some capacity, and we'll maybe be able to save a little electricity from the heating and cooling of this house if we can get the envelope really, really tight. There'll be an ERV in the basement. That technology will be installed in the next couple months. We're going to have a steel roof on this house shortly. So the next video will be putting the steel roof in, putting the windows in. Those triples are going to be gigantic. Some of those are gigantic triples. So we're going to be droning that while the installers are coming on the 27th. So we're going to do some rough-in for electrical, get the roof steel on the roof on, get the windows in, get this thing started to be heated, drywall in the first part of January, and things are really going to start to take off at that point. So like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. Looking forward to the next.